Oh, 'cause I've been waiting to meet one of y'all.
BBC. Breaking Bad Correspondence. By Nicholas Barber. March 26, 2019. The Matrix's mighty power fantasy has dated badly. Ahead of its time when it was released 20 years ago, The Matrix is a monument to Generation X self-pity that is out of step with today, writes Nicholas Barber.
No, it's not.
The Matrix was way ahead of its time. The Wachowskis' tech noir Mindbender came out in 1999, 20 years ago, which meant that it reinvented big-screen superhero action a year before X-Men was released and showcased Hong Kong-style wire fu fight choreography a year before Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Its bullet time effects have been copied by blockbusters ever since, and its thoughts about virtual reality and artificial intelligence have been mimicked just as often. Despite all this, though, in some crucial respects The Matrix has dated so badly that it now seems to be a relic. It is a film that, like the human race in the Wachowskis' story, is trapped forever in the 1990s.
Oh, you want to know why don't nobody like you? You want me to share that with you?
Its hero is Thomas A. Anderson, Keanu Reeves, a software programmer who moonlights as a hacker known as Neo. After receiving some cryptic messages through his computer, he meets two people, Trinity, Carrie-Anne Moss, and Morpheus, Lawrence Fishburne, who are nearly as fond of pretentious names as he is. They give him some disturbing news. The world as he knows it, and everyone else knows it, for that matter, is a virtual reality simulation called The Matrix, whereas in actual reality, the Earth is a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Not only has there been a war between humans and artificially intelligent machines, but the humans lost, and now snooze their lives away in pods full of gunge while a computer-generated dream world is pumped into their brains. It's not all bad news, however. Now that Anderson knows that The Matrix is essentially a computer game, he can bend the rules, and make his avatar super strong, super fast and super well dressed. Even better, he is apparently the one, a godlike leader who has been prophesied to save humanity from our robot overlords.
The hell did Dr. Oz get in here?
It's a fantastic premise, but it does have its flaws. In general, Anderson/Neo is one of those uninspiring heroes who do next to nothing to earn their hero status. How does Captain Marvel get her power? Captain Marvel gets her strength because of a bomb that exploded. She did nothing to earn the power. And she does not even have to learn how to use the power, she just knows. And he becomes omnipotent in the Matrix not because he is particularly brave, noble, or clever, but because, as Morpheus says, he is willing to believe. Earlier on, back when he was a computer programmer, Anderson was hardly the most obvious budding messiah, either. He wasn't an eco-warrior or a political activist.
Who does that? Why are you spending your life? You gotta be
But a loner whose only qualifications to be the one were his unspecified cybercrimes and his niggling sense that his existence wasn't everything it was cracked up to be. You've felt it your entire life, purrs Morpheus. Anderson himself says very little, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad.
Yeah, well, I already know what's going on.
And he certainly isn't doing any kung fu practice. He's a white-collar worker whose most pressing problem is a slight dissatisfaction with ordinary office life. He is, fundamentally, a less witty brother of Chandler Bing from Friends.
What?
In The Matrix, the evil agent Smith, Hugo Weaving, interrogates Morpheus, not in an underground lair or an orbiting spacecraft, but, tellingly, in a corporate skyscraper.
ain't your damn business.
By this time, Reeves' character is no longer Thomas A. Anderson, the programmer who was told off by his boss for arriving late for work. He has been reborn as Neo, a gun-toting, shades-wearing Avenger who strides into the skyscraper's lobby, accompanied by a superhumanly flexible Amazonian woman in skin-tight black plastic, and then acrobatically slaughters the building's security guards. There are a lot of innocent bystanders killed in the Matrix, before wrecking the place with a bomb and a helicopter gunship.
Sicko, what you doing?
It's an exemplary male power fantasy, precision engineered to flatter any man in a 9-to-5 cubicle job who feels, as Anderson's boss says of him, that you are special, that somehow the rules do not apply to you.
You talk to people like it's your money.
But it's a fantasy that now seems sweetly naive and old-fashioned. For the post-Matrix generation, being bored by well-paid regular employment has become the dream, not the nightmare.
Free public college, a cancellation of student debt.
Anderson's salaryman ennui seems piffling in the wake of the 9/11 attacks, the many terrorist outrages that followed, the wars in the Middle East, the 2008 financial crisis, and the ongoing litany of environmental catastrophes. Some or all of these issues rumble beneath the surface of most recent science fiction movies. The likes of Children of Men, Interstellar and Arrival are fueled by our fears of global conflict and ecological collapse. Fake fear. Only 20 years ago, the same scientists told us that in the millennium it will be the Ice Age. And today they say the world is getting hot. Maybe decide already. But in 1999, The Matrix was more interested in how dull it could be to sit comfortably in front of a computer all day. And that's why, for all of its stylistic and technical innovations, it now comes across as a monument to Generation X self-pity, a time capsule buried in a more innocent, complacent era. Liar. Liar. Released 7 years after Francis Fukuyama's The End of History and The Last Man argued that the world had reached a point of indefinite stability, The Matrix took a similar view. The machines chose the late 1990s as the setting for their virtual reality simulation, explains Agent Smith, because that period was the peak of your civilization. There's not much chance that a sci-fi villain would say that about 2019.
Fighting the fake news. It's fake, phony, fake. The fake news, the enemy of the people.
Hope you've learned something. Yes or no, you know what to do.